Hello, my Tubies, my Teletubbies, Sheila True Love. Oh man, I just had one of the most incredible breakfasts, actually lunch, because it's 12:26. Oh, I feel good. And after I finish eating, I don't have anything on. My roommate, I think she went out for, I don't know, vacation. Knowing her, she went to go spend time with her mother and her dad, her parents, her mom especially. That's my roommate. That's how she does. Whenever she has some free time, I swear, this girl is like the dream daughter that everybody would want to have. Anyway, but she's African. She's not American type girl. She's African, and that's the way they're trained or whatever. But anyway, I lay here in my bed, and again, I finished my lunch, and it was wonderful. And I lay here and I think about, I made a previous video, what reasons do I have to live? And now I'm making this video in why should mothers stay on these jobs with raising these goddamn kids? I'm thinking about this long and hard because I lay here and I think about again, you're in the middle of an ocean and you, you're the mom. Let's say you're the mom and you have your daughter and she sees that you, as her mother, is drowning and her husband is drowning. Who is your daughter going to just keep in mind? Now we're going to say, hypothetically speaking, your daughter is a excellent swimmer. She's a champ. She knows how to save lives all over the world. Who is your daughter going to jump in that water to save? Her mother or her husband? And I keep thinking about that when it comes to my daughter and her husband. Will she jump in that water to save me or Lissetti? She would jump in that water to save him. So that automatically puts me in the state of mind of when her dad, he left when they was 4 and 5 years old. And the reason why he left is because he said, listen, Sheila, I'm not giving up my life for these kids because they would never give up their life for me. They would never give up their life for me. Now, as a parent, your children are they're supposed to be your priority, and you're supposed to be willing to give up your life for these children. But when I think about it, Felix, my children's father, he was right. You have all these parents bending over backwards, doing for their kids, giving up everything, making sacrifices for their kids all over the world. I mean, going the extra. And then when these kids grow up, they grow up to give you their ass to kiss, their ass to kiss. So I keep thinking about, you know, my children's father. That, like they say, if you know anything about Scorpio, especially if their Mercury is in Scorpio, they're psychic. They know the future. They already know. They know. He automatically knew. So I sit in my position that I'm in right now, Tubies, and I think about all the sacrifices that I made for my son and my daughter as a single parent. They don't see anything that I've done as a sacrifice. They only focus on everything that I did wrong. But there was so many things that I did right. And you know that I did right because they both end up successful. They both end up being productive members of society. They both end up having careers instead of jobs. They both end up with going on vacation every freaking year. Every generation is supposed to get better than the next generation. I never had vacations every year. I was too busy working a job to keep a roof, food, clothes, and all of that over their head. I didn't have no extra money to save for them so I could help them to put money down on their first home or their first car. Because like the Bible says, parents, plural, are supposed to make sure that they take care of their children. And we're supposed to. You know what did you hear me? We're supposed to. And it says parents. But when you only have one parent, that one parent is working to keep rent paid, utilities paid, Con Edison, food, clothes on your back, medical coverage. They don't have no extra money to save for your first car or your first home or your first what have you. And this is what I'm laying here thinking about at this moment after having breakfast. And I still haven't turned on the television, no music, no nothing. I'm sitting here in total silence with just me, my cat, and he's pretty cool because he's laying right next to me, but he's very quiet. Look, he's right here. Here's Oreo. Look. He does what he do best. Right, Tia? Yeah. But I have the pleasure of quiet time and time to really, really think about things and to meditate on things. While Fat Boy over here, let me fix this. Let's focus this on Fat Boy. Yeah, there you go. I got Fat Boy here and me and my thoughts. And then I think about how the Bible also says that a husband, a man, he will leave his mother and his father and he will stick by his wife. That's what he's supposed to do. That don't mean that if the wife and the mother don't get along, that he turns his back on his mother, because the Bible also says, check this out. The Bible also says the first command with a promise. It's not about how well you treat your wife or your husband. The first command with a promise is to honor your parents. So what part of the Bible that these people don't freaking, they want to say, no, I'm supposed to leave my mother and stick by my wife. But no, you're also supposed to honor your parents. So if your wife don't get along with your parent, actually, you shouldn't even marry nobody who your mother don't particularly care for. But okay, if you choose to do that, and if your parents don't get along with your wife, of course you stick. When it says stick by her, it means don't leave her. That's all it means. Don't leave her. You're not going to leave her, but you're still supposed to take time to go visit your mother and spend time with your family. Just don't bring her along. She sees you every day, 7 days out of the week. She sleeps with you every freaking night. Your parents don't have that option. You could take 3 or 4 hours to go spend with your parents without her or without him. And if it's to the point where you're supposed to value all of these outsiders that are not your flesh, not your blood. He could be your husband today or your wife today, but will they be your husband or wife next year? Ask people who have been married for 6 months. I look at divorce court every day. He was my husband today, but he's not my husband tomorrow. Guess what? Your mom is still there. But yet, you want to have more loyalty to this non-flesh and blood of yours? That's not even really your family. Not really. Like I said, I lay here in peace with me and my thick. Isn't he cute? Look at his pretty paws. He's at peace, man. I don't have nobody to pressure me or piss me off. I have here Oreo, and he's great. Say, Ori, would you like to say hello to the fans, Oreo? Oreo, Tita. He said, nah, the hell with him. Yeah, he got the right idea. The hell with him. But anyway, I was sitting up here constantly thinking about that. I don't know why that is so the number one thing that I'm having on my brain right now. Who's willing to jump into the water to save me over someone else? Are you going to really jump in the water to save me? Really? Anyway, I just wanted to make this little video Like I said, sometimes these videos are actually therapeutic. So when you make these videos, it it um it helps you to heal. And when you listen to the different people's comments and all the above, and it sometimes it, like I said, it's therapeutic. And I also keep in mind what a lot of people are going to say: when a person have children, your children are supposed to be your priority. Your children are supposed to be your world. They didn't ask to come here, but you know what? Shit happens, baby, because I didn't ask to come here either. And you're right. Your children are supposed to be your priority when you live in a perfect world. But we live in a world. Check out Dr. Phil. Check out Maury Povich. Check out even Jerry Springer, whatever. Check out how these parents have given up their lives for these kids, especially Dr. Phil. And look at how these children treat their parents. These were good parents. They wasn't alcoholics. They were not drug addicts. They were not hanging out with people or party people, swingers. They weren't any of that. They gave their whole freaking world to their kids. They gave their everything to their kids. But you also have to keep in mind what the Bible says about the natural love. Natural love is going to fall off. It's not going to exist. So, this is their one and only life. How about this? This is my one and only life. And since they think so selfishly, why shouldn't parents think selfishly? I saw a couple of videos, especially on my Facebook, where, there's news flashes and things that's going on in the news where parents, they did this. They took care of themselves more than they took care of their kids. Back in the day, I would have never agreed to nothing like that. But this day and age, 2020, oh yeah, parents, look out for yourself, honey. Your happiness comes before any of these kids. Because the moment, especially when it comes to females, let a dude come along, she will throw her mother so far under the bus, she would take her mother and throw her mother in the gutter for some dude. The mother could have been the best mother that ever existed. She could have been Jesus Christ's Mother Mary. They don't get no better than that. And these girls these days, let a dude come along. Let a nigga come along. They'll take their mother and shove her in the gutter for some piece of no good bastard. So going forward, freak this nonsense. Parents, do you. Look out for you first. That's what I'm saying. I'm at this point, Tubies, where I never would have believed this, but I can't even stand looking at kids these days. Because of the way my son and my daughter have treated me, I'm traumatized, I'm PTSD, I'm all the above. Because I am in total disbelief that they actually made a fool out of me. And they made their father to be proven true. They made their father to be proven true, and I am the fool. I'm the fool for staying. I am the fool, like all women. Men, they're the smart ones. They make babies, and they leave them. I see, because there was a time when I said, why, God, do you make men the head over women, when these men, they seem to be so, I don't know, not up to par. God and Jesus Christ know what they're doing. Women, you sit around and you stay and you give up your whole life for these kids. And when they grow up, they give you their freaking black ass or their bare ass, their pale ass to kiss. They don't care about you. They care about, I don't need you no more. So it's time for me to move on. I don't even like kids. I can't even look at kids these days, Tubies. I can't stomach them because all I can think about is take a pillow while they're young and they can't fight back, smother their fucking ass. Leave them in the hospital. Take those kids and give them to their daddy so they can end up heroin addicts, crackheads, drug addicts, teeth busted out of their freaking mouths. Why should we keep being great mothers and giving up our lives? They're not willing to give up their life for us. You're in the ocean drowning, mom, and her man or her dude is drowning. Guess who the hell she gonna jump in the water to fight like hell to save? It won't be you, mom. It won't be you. This is Sheila True Love, and I am all about true love. But they're not. I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.
Powering off.